got your free hand. You got everything. You acting a fool today.
It's all right.
I support it. I support all of it.
I'm gonna try to support you all when I can get out the house.
We appreciate that. And even when you can't, you just let us know. You know what I mean?
Well, I got, Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out.
Or
Or when we hanging out, get some drinks, we'll let you know a month in advance. Because we know how folk with kids and schedules. Me too. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying a month in advance. So I got you. I hit you up. All right, you too.
Check on it, bro. Anything though.
Then let me know when it's you can see all of them.
I can see them all.
Can you still do that? What? Beer on the just talk about I did ask him if he was gonna come talk, and he did not. I'm gonna let y'all know before we start recording. Well, I guess we can put it in now. Well, we're not recording. We actually did go on live. Okay, because you know how that time when I be like, this nigga don't listen to y'all podcast, so he don't know. So him or Jason? They're all in there. I remember a couple of them. Oh yeah. So you know the out here part. So you know the out here part. Yeah, we do that. Out here. Okay. Oh yeah. He listen to mine. That's it. Yeah, well, you supposed to support your brother. Yeah, I listen to a couple of them. What's out here? What is that? That's the. That's y'all call sign? Yeah. Y'all be alright. But what's the thing, man? And then what's the like? Because that's his thing. Come out. But like, what's the? Are we supposed to say it or something? Like that's if you say it, you gotta say it like that. I can't. My throat. Yep. Like that. So how long y'all going live? We were supposed to be from 2 to 4. Oh, okay. Because that means I can pop out, pop back in. Yeah, we're gonna be talking. I'm gonna be on that. No. I've been saying, okay. Man, I'm trying to share the line. We're just gonna be on here and talking. Oh, we already on, Steve? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Vibe Controls live podcast feed. We are live from the Orchid. Shout out to the good people at the Orchid for having us. This is the first black-owned bed and breakfast in the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Man, we are down here 628 North State Street. Also, what we got going on is the Jackson Flea Market, which is held once a month, typically at the end of the month, man. And we out here to support that as well, and yeah, so thank you. Of course, y'all see my brother over there, that's Murphy Williams over there in the corner, and these two magnificent gentlemen in the middle, they are also identical twins. One of them has been on the podcast before. The other one don't live here, but he is in town, and we just happy to have him. So these are good brothers, Saddi and Ahmad, Thompson twins, the wolf and the lamb, or the lion and the wolf, Jack and Jackals, up in this thing. And these are the organizers and the coordinators of the Jackson Flea Market, and most importantly, they rep the Flamingo Days. Yep. First of all, thank y'all for being here, man. Oh, thanks for having me. Yeah. Thank y'all for being here. We so happy to have both of y'all. Because it's been, been a long time. And I don't think we ever really got a chance. We didn't talk about this on the first podcast, but I don't think we got a chance to really just ever ask y'all, man, like, where did the concept start, just the Jackson Flea in itself? Like, how did that kind of come about? Like, no, I'll let you, because you said it so eloquently last time. So I'm the spokesperson. I'm the face, he brains. So, about 4 or 5 years ago, we saw a gap in the ability for folks who like craftspeople, folks with hobbies, folks with passions, who maybe wanted to turn that hobby or that passion into a business. They didn't have an entry into the market, because of course you can't go from pouring candles in your kitchen to getting straight to Target.
And so what we wanted to do is provide a stepping stone for folks to be able to get their wares, get their brands, get their products out there, give them a market of people to be able to get in front of, but also, as a test concept, right? Some people think they want to do something, and then they think it's easy until they get in front of folks and actually got to sell. So we want to give a low risk, low cost option for folks to be able to get that experience to where they could go from, making products at their home to eventually maybe going to a retail space to hopefully one day we hope we can boast vendors who are in like Target and other retail spaces that, traditionally folks have been boxed out of because of supply chain and things like that. So we just want to provide a space for folks to be able to grow their business, but also take culture and community and just meld it all together for an experience that is unique to the city.
That's what's up, man. That's amazing. You want to add?
Yeah, and so I remember all of that is the foundation of it. But I remember I was in New York, had to be about maybe 7 years ago, just walking around the neighborhood. I was on a trip with my then significant other, and I didn't have anything to do, and I stumbled upon what was then the Brooklyn Flea. Yeah. And this was, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where it was. It was in Brooklyn somewhere. Yeah. And they had like a DJ and a lot of younger vendors and things like that. And I remember just thinking that was something that was so cool, and then we didn't have anything like that in Jackson. And there were other flea markets in Jackson, but these markets were either organized by older people, but I guess to be blunt, what it is, man. Blunt, it was organized by white people, and so there was no hip hop music. There were not a lot of black vendors, and so we wanted to create a marketplace for everybody, but specifically since a lot of our friends are people of color and they had crafts and things like that, we wanted to give them a market that they could feel like they're at home and not somewhere they have to go they didn't have to go out to like Pearl or Madison or Ridgeland where the black population is lower. Like we need to shop with us, but we also provide products for our people, and so we wanted to create a marketplace for that. And then we're now getting into, even though they're younger than us, one of our, I guess, muses is the Black Market Fleet in LA. It has a concept that's centered around black and brown business, and it's very useful, very active, and we feel like that's something that the city needs. We don't need to separate like music and art and fashion and things. We need to bring it all together, and so that's one of the goals of the market now.
Yeah, man, that's all. And how long has the market officially been going on, including today?
So I think, did we do the market before we had the first flamingo? Yeah. Yeah. So the first flamingo was opened in 2016, 2017. So I guess we might have started doing it maybe a year before that. So we probably started in like 2015. So that'd be what, 8 years? Coming on 8 years. So, we coming up on a decade. Yep. Which is amazing because we don't make a whole lot of money doing it, but we have a passion for it, so we keep it going. And if we happen to be able to squeeze $1 out of it, then it's good. But the main thing we do it for the community. As you can see, my brother, he lives in Atlanta. He comes down for every market because he wants just to keep going, and he doesn't. He doesn't get any gas money. He doesn't get any lodging money or anything like that. So he actually loses money to come here. But that's because we believe in the community that is Jackson and the black community in Jackson.
Yeah, and I think that it's important. These are passion projects, right? Yeah. And we've all been blessed enough to be in positions where we do well enough to be able to invest in ourselves, where we can take those investments and put those back into community organized type events, where we're not only building up ourselves, building our own brands, but we're also bringing our community in and kind of letting them folks know there's different stuff out there. So we definitely are super appreciative of y'all and all that y'all have done, not just with the Jackson Flea, but we've never had a chance to have both of y'all on just really thank y'all for what y'all did. With the flamingo itself really is it's a cultural. It was a cultural movement here in
Well, it's
Jackson.
still a movement.
It still is, but I
It's
mean,
on,
you
it's
know,
on pause, but yeah,
yeah.
it's still a
And I
movement.
just want to step back a second. So you said that this was a passion project, right?
Yeah.
And I want to kind of go back to that because passion projects are a thing that comes out of privilege. So we have the privilege to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
But I think beyond being a passion project and having the privilege to be able to do that, what we have it's sacrificing for the community, right? And so our community doesn't get better until people with privilege sacrifice
Yeah.
some of the stuff that they have to be able to make the community better.
Say sacrifice. Let me tell y'all, the flamingo. If the flamingo has been open since 2017 for 6 years, we have made $0 from it. We did that because I enjoy every Thursday, Friday, Saturday having a venue for people who look like me and sound like me and think like me, and people who think a little differently than me, to come congregate and have a good time. And when I say we made enough money to keep the doors open, like my brother said, I've been privileged enough to have my business successful enough to where I work in the week to where I can have this thing on the weekend for the community. And, we want it to turn a profit. I mean, nobody wants to do anything for a long time. It just bleeds money. But as long as my day job can bear the burden of it in Jackson, and we're working on one in Atlanta, and his day job that's a little different because the price is a lot higher in Atlanta, but if his day job can bear the burden somewhere like in Atlanta, then as long as the community appreciates it, that gives us value, and that feeds into us because we know. Like I remember when I came back to the city, it was I said it on the podcast, like there were these things like One Love and places like that I was like, oh, I can come here and feel seen and feel like I belong. And we want to give that to the current generation and next generation, so they don't feel like they absolutely have to move out. I mean, I guess it's fine to move out, Jack, if you just need to, but I don't want you to do it because for the reason I almost did. Feel like I don't have nowhere to go. So
Yeah, and it was something that's cool that have come out of the Jackson Flea. Is one of our vendors, Ricardo Moody, is an artist and he does murals. And so I actually, in Atlanta, I lived in a condo that was maybe 20 steps from a mural that he did in Atlanta.
Wow.
Right, so I could walk out my door and in 5 minutes I could take a picture of a mural that Ricardo Moody did. On the flip side, I moved into a new house 2 years ago, and I probably live walking distance to another mural he's done. And so it's like it's cool to be able to have roots in Mississippi, have that privilege that we do have, and be able to see folks who we interact with, folks who we kind of do business with and break bread with, also have success outside of the city, to show that although the Jackson Flea, although it has that JXN tag, although Flamingo is based and kind of flagship in Jackson, this is more of a mindset and a culture that we want to be kind of nationwide, particularly starting in the South. And so having that ability and seeing folks, seeing the influence that we are able to have across, state lines and city lines, and eventually we want to go on both coasts. It's just amazing to be able to see that, a little boy from Crystal Springs, Mississippi,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, born in the Delta, to be able to have, that type of influence. And it don't sound big, but, to us, that's huge. So it's just great to be able to have that growth and see that with all the kind of, bad press that the city gets and all the negativity that is throughout that is apparent, throughout some people who talk about the city and talk about the state, to be able to say, everything not negative. There's a lot of positive stuff coming out too, and we just got to do our best to amplify that and combat the narrative that's coming out from folks who want to speak bad about the city.
That's what's up, man. And if y'all listening, we are here again, 628 North State Street. We're at the Orchid, and the Jackson Flea is here. We are here the Flea is here till 4 p.m. But the whole event, the days of the event ends at 6 p.m. So you are out and about. You at the Mississippi Blues Marathon, and you want to swing by and pop in and visit and get you some good stuff, please pull up and do that. So yeah, y'all good. Y'all ain't got to run, dude.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay, because we know
I mean, y'all
y'all
didn't get my rider. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it wasn't in the budget.
I got my ligament and tongue water, but it's fine.
Well, it wasn't in the budget, so we apologize. But Rich, I still owe you a bottle. I ain't forget about the bet. I still owe you a bottle.
They made me owe me.
I been owing you a bottle for 2 years.
That's what you get for betting on Kirk Cousins.
Boy, don't get me started, man. Don't do that, Steve. Don't even get me started. But yeah, again, man, thank y'all so much, man, for having us. Thank y'all for joining us as well. We got the big brother over there, Big Money Real.
He talking business.
Yeah. Oh, when he ain't. When is he ain't? Talking business. You hear what I'm talking about? Big Money Grip, man. We thankful to him for just giving us the opportunity to be on there, be out here in this building. And again, this is, I don't know if y'all, have y'all, I've been in the bed and breakfast maybe once or twice.
I ain't been in the bed and breakfast. I went to Ecuador last year and stayed in something similar to a bed and breakfast. It was kind of the same concept. And like the hospitality that I got from there is what really got me excited about this place. When I knew that Jason was purchasing the building, to be able to have that type of influence in a city, a small little place that is just so welcoming and so warm. It was fun to be there. So I hope that the Orchid can provide that same type of hospitality to folks when they come down for football games or any type of homecoming, weddings, anything. Just being really, really that place that folks can go to keep money in the black community, but also get the same quality of services that you get. Well, I'm not saying same quality, get better service than you get from some of these other stuff.
And I ain't gonna name the comparison establishment, but the waterwork here. Ain't no roaches in here. All right. And I ain't talking about like no motel. This is some establishments downtown where the waterwork.
That's it. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Is the Orchid open for business like right now?
It's open for rentals now. The rooms are on the second and third floor. So those are currently getting set up. There's a couple of events here. I guess since Elder Thompson don't want to talk, I'll speak on behalf.
You might want to talk.
The Elder Thompson did not say no.
Oh, he didn't say no.
I'm gonna start telling some lies up here in a second.
Well, I just said
Chris gonna be here performing.
Yeah, there are a couple of events already booked.
Why you calling me Elder Thompson? Well, first of all, he would never allow Drake to come here and perform. So that's not gonna happen.
That was the mayor that came. That wasn't Drake.
Yeah, but it's a couple of events already slated to happen in March and April. So if you're interested in some small, intimate events, then you can hit them up. I guess it's I don't know with the Orchid Jackson maybe and on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. The Orchid.
Yeah, if you hit them up, inquire about it. They would love to give you a walkthrough. I guess it's one floor, so it's not that much to walk through yet, but. It's a beautiful space.
Oh, hell.
It's a beautiful space. There's a lot of potential. So, if you got some small batch events that you're thinking about and you like patronizing black-owned proprietors of historic buildings, then come down to the Orchid 16.
Y'all doing all the work, right?
No. That's one of their contractors. And, normally if they had another contractor other than me, I'd be hating, but their contractor is good, so I can't even hate on him. They made the right choice. He's doing big things for them.
So Saddi, you in Atlanta. So what's popping with the Flamingo Atlanta?
So we are currently looking at some retail spaces, so we can eventually bring the Flamingo to Atlanta. But as we said earlier in the broadcast, they be hitting folks over the head on their rent, right? Yeah. And so what we want to do is be able to find a space that is open enough to customize it. Because anybody who's been in the Flamingo, either iteration of it that you had, can kind of understand that a part of the appeal of it is the way that it's designed. And it's designed to fit like a bunch of different aesthetics, to appeal to a bunch of different people. And so we want to make sure we have a space that's like a blank slate to be able to do that. But we also want to be in a space, you know, where folks gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be in a part of town where the rent might be affordable, but it'll be a chore to get people out there. But it's coming. We'll definitely have at least a showroom in Atlanta by the end of this year. But the goal is to have that space where we can throw events and we can bring the same type of community to Atlanta that we have in Jackson, and have that input from the community.
Yeah.
As opposed to just, you know, sticking the flamingo in a neighborhood and saying, hey, y'all need to come give us money. We want to say, we want to provide a space to where we can say, we want to collaborate with the community that we go to so we can make sure that, you know, we're not being like white people and just popping something in the neighborhood and expecting people to show up.
And also they would don't want us, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they would want us if they figured out what our politics are, but since we are so community oriented, we want everything that we do to be collaborative with the community, not and to be successful, you know, with the help of the community, not in spite of the community. You know? So it's a difficult, you know, search, but we know if we wait long enough and put our ducks in a row, we'll eventually find that perfect spot. Because we're trying to avoid what happened in Jackson happening in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we signed year leases here. They kicked us out after a year. So we also got to have a space that's willing to house it, or that we feel like it's worth being somewhere for, you know, 8 to 10 years. And so that's kind of the math that we're trying to do now.
Yeah. We are off State Street, so you might hear a whole bunch of noise at any point in time. The garbage man came there. Because we outside on the porch. You know, because we black people love to talk on the porch. That's what we do. You know, let me say, this is, I hate that Jason had left, but this is real nice. This place, this is real nice. I
mean, it came a long way. I wish y'all, well, I can see that,
yeah. We're sitting on the back porch.
And it was nice when we got when they got it. But the work that they put into it, like, it really enhanced the space. They really made it their own. Yeah. The interior designer was a black woman. All the art inside is black art. It's a black woman artist now, but it's always gonna be a black artist. Yeah.
Always.
Black or brown.
And it's for sale.
And the art for sale. If the theme still holds true, each of the rooms will be designed to kind of reflect impactful women in our family's lives, and our sister-in-law's family's lives. So, like,
man, that's y'all sis, ain't no law.
Well, you know, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the future, so you know, she may want to upgrade. I don't know. But here's the thing, I live with two. You know, I know it's better out there. She may not know it.
She made the richest black man in America.
But not in America. He got money, but he ain't got that type of money.
The richest spirit.
Yeah. He's somewhere in between. He's somewhere between me and Oprah. So, and that is a long spectrum.
That's a long spectrum. A real long spectrum. I'm below you. I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep trying to speak mine to this.
But yeah,
it ain't really happening though. But
we really hope that this space can become like a haven for black and brown people. Again, you know, I don't think they're going to confuse anybody because they are for the community as well, the community as a whole as well. But I mean, the thing is, to be honest, like, it's not a lot of stuff like this for us, like, not just in Jackson, like in the nation. There's probably, when I say a handful, of course I mean more than 5, but you know, there's only, in comparison to the amount of bed and breakfast in the nation, there's only a handful that's not owned by white people. You know, so something like this is not only impactful for the city, it's impactful for the region. And it puts it puts me in the mindset of something like an offbeat. You know, like how many black-owned record stores are there today? And so I think that the area is going to be, the space is going to be important, but it's going to be important for people to come out here, have your weddings out here, have your small meetings out here, when the room's open, if it's homecoming, book, book these rooms. I can't speak. I guess when the dollar starts talking, the price may change, but I feel like it's probably going to be the most affordable place in the city, and it's probably going to be nicer than you.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not more affordable like an Airbnb house. I don't Airbnb here, so I don't know what the prices are, but it's really going to be an impactful staple for the city that all people can enjoy. So, you might as well get in early, get your event over here, stay over, do your little staycations, your little vacations, go ahead and do them over here.
Don't bring your sign.
No, this ain't no flop house.
Hey, listen, I was gonna say
This ain't no flop.
This look like the duck.
I don't know about the vibe shows, but with the Flamingo and the Jackson Fleet, we are pro sex work. Like, we not saying nothing about that, but don't bring your flops over here, okay?
Don't bring your side piece.
This slick do look like a house of ill repute.
Well, it might used to. It was a house of your repute because a former Confederate soldier owned it.
Yeah. So that's dang. Bring whoever you want over here as long as the money.
You pay the bill.
I don't know.
I don't know. Just saying.
You don't want to be seen like the Mustang.
I mean, we don't want no beef.
Or a certain establishment on
The
Capitol
hilltop.
Well, this capital police district, so they ain't gonna do too much.
No.
Well,
Well, some politicians might want to.
Exactly. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm gonna try to stay over here before. Doing great. How's it going with you? Y'all so nice. That's what I'm talking about.
This is so cool.
You telling me? I wish I owned it. Big black folks showing us like. I love it. So yeah, man. We here again. We live on Facebook. Y'all wave to people at Facebook. The feed is still going on. Yeah, the feed is still going on. How many before? Not a lot, but it's recorded and we can share it.
Okay.
So yeah, we don't want you to feel like you're wasting your time.
Well, look, if I'm seen by one person, they ain't wasting my time. 'Cause that means I woke up this morning, somebody said,
Hey, come on now.
I get tired looking at myself.
The sanctified multiplier.
I know how you feel about
I'm coming for y'all money though.
Oh, you crying.
I'm crippled.
But yeah, so we got the people listening and watching, man. Y'all please make sure you tell them how to follow the both of you, how they can get in touch with, what's going on with the Jackson Fleet and how they can be involved in it as well. Y'all just make sure y'all put a bit.
So you can follow the Flamingo at Flamingo JXN on all socials. You can follow the Jackson Fleet at JXN Fleet on all socials. You can also go to thejacksonfleet.com, thejxnfleet.com, if you want to learn more about the event and see some pictures and especially if you want to be a vendor, that's where you can go to register. Personally, I don't fool around Facebook. I'm not old enough to be on Facebook like these gentlemen who are on this porch with me. But you can find me on Instagram at Sundiata, Sundiata.
That boy got a Facebook page.
You want to follow me? I'm on Facebook.
You're on there.
But I don't
But you ain't on it.
But y'all be on there like tough.
We got promotion purposes. You got to
Promotion.
connect with the people.
Oh, okay.
That'd be the best place to like vet material though. For me anyway.
I can say you a comedian. We just comedians over here, we just working.
How you gonna vet material? It's already what 2 months later.
All the money just walked in here. They go all the money right there. What got that? All that new. That's 15 meals. All of that new.
That ain't perfect right there.
That's 15 meals that walked up on the porch right there. That's a quick 15. This is all new right here. This talking about that ain't Ralph at your bank. That's 40 right there.
It still got the impression on it.
Yeah, that big 40. That boy got room and
The sweatshop smell still.
Mofo Junior, you got Roman numerals at the end of his name. Man, you got to type that boy name Time New Roman.
So you got to put shift.
Type his name. Oh, dude. I'm so
What is,
glad.
what's the number 4?
It's Abby. Abby. I think it's Abby.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I knew it in my
Where
head.
that B supposed to go. Y'all supposed to hold that one finger up. There you go. You from the black church, you know. You already know it. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, bro. We know we love y'all. Man.
Yeah. Appreciate you finally having me, man.
Oh, well, you know, you don't live here.
What a brother got to do to get an invite, but
It's kind of hard when you don't live here.
I'm gonna tell you what I tell all my people: 20 go both ways.
Well, you're right.
So all you gotta do is call me and say, "Hey, bro, get on 20," and I'm here.
Well, you a lot.
I'm saying,
You're not ready to do that.
if he won't come for his nephew, he ain't coming for y'all.
Who said I'm coming?
That's who I want to see.
Not for a month, not on a Monday
though,
though.
right there.
James, I would like to see
James at
that.
the birthday party. He's turning up. So, is the proprietor going to speak?
I don't know who he is.
I know he entertaining people, but if he could give me 5 to 10 minutes of his time, that would be great.
Instead of us just making up stuff about the order, he can tell you true stuff.
Basically, and while we talking, again, thank y'all for tapping in with us. We will be at Tougaloo College tomorrow from 2 p.m. Until the game.
What y'all doing at Tougaloo?
The Gulf Coast Athletic Conference tournament is this week. So the finals is tomorrow.
Was that where that boy performed for
Yeah.
last time?
Yeah.
Shout out Kenny for him.
Yeah, Kenny, man. Kenny's so dope.
Kenny's so much fun.
Nice is the nicest
Nice
guy.
And one of the funniest people.
Yes, and then what's Freddie Lee? His
Freddie
DJ
Lee,
slash, well, brother
Look at
slash
him.
DJ.
Katrina, you gonna come talk to or not?
I don't think it's
Where your husband is?
Yeah, she make everything run.
That's what I'm talking about. She around here working. I want me a free t-shirt.
She do the heavy
I
lifting.
do. I really do. I like that lavender.
Okay.
I'm wearing that to work.
I like that little. Nah, I got it, man. Them days over. I'm a large up top and an extra large right here. Man,
But then you're small at the bottom. You my twin.
This man shaped like an upside down Johnny Grandma.
You know what? I bench press both of y'all. Going on, man. Yeah, I'm glad y'all. Hey,
Oh, I cut you out though. So what?
No. But we at Tougaloo Gulf Coast Athletic Conference tournament this week. The finals is tomorrow. So shout out to Stephen Brown for the play.
Yeah.
The Vibe Patrols, we're gonna be doing the halftime entertainment in between timeouts. So we're just gonna go and have a good time
That's what's
and get paid.
Y'all dancing?
No, other people will be.
I'm dancing. I'm gonna get out there.
Well, I mean, other people, Kerry would not. I'm dancing. I will be on the mic. Eating the script.
Any young person who want to get their work, come out tomorrow.
All right. Come out. Well, you better wear some sweatpants.
I'm ready.
You can't wear them pants.
Get that man some atomic bomb.
He need something loose.
Give him some big A and some atomic bomb for the night.
Yeah,
He
you
the same pants you gonna be wearing.
well. All right, y'all back. You so sweet. Yep. Oh, you gonna talk? Come on, David.
Oh, come on, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look.
I gotta go check on my money.
Cause when money come in your business, you got to let him talk. You don't want to see beside Kennedy.
Hey, it's a stimulus package over there.
Yeah, right.
Everybody take it.
Rap, you come back on stage and talk too. You can.
When I fight
These
back,
folk got to work.
Yeah, Ralph already working on the podcast.
These folk got to work.
Ralph already been in.
It's a lot of money.
Ralph
On
just said we about to go see the dentist now. You can let the man spend some money with you.
Oh, well. One
I just really came to sit down because I'm old and I'm tired. These times. When old man start doing it, when you start doing
Yeah,
this.
you can't hit this. This habitual. You gonna rock to your man.
Yeah, what you do? Start doing this.
Look, for the folk who don't know me, y'all seen Ralph before. Ralph been on the podcast. Y'all know Ralph. But y'all
There's people on here actually coming.
the light skinned brother at the bank. The light skinned brother at the bank. He you see him.
How many people watch me live?
I don't even know.
I'm like, man.
It's enough. We
Y'all
gonna
got y'all phones on, so it's okay, that's it.
and we gonna repost.
It's all right.
So for the folk who don't know who this brother is, not only is he a good brother, great friend, but he is the proprietor of many establishments.
Not many.
Yeah, that.
You know.
More than two is many.
Oh, okay.
But
You multiply.
uh,
I guess I do. Technically, I do.
he gonna introduce himself in
Am I? This is
well,
my
maybe
podcast supposed to work.
Well,
Did I not get my bio?
I did.
Where is the producer? Find the producer. The producer supposed to have this.
He right there.
Okay.
So look,
Y'all.
this is Jason Thompson, principal of Fahrenheit Creative Group. Shout out to the
Fahrenheit Elementary School.
that part. And I don't know who watching. Let me be quiet. Shit, you just took me somewhere. Let me come back down because people watching. Fahrenheit Creative Group and full service marketing agency in the city of Jackson, right next door, black owned and operated. That brother is the principal, and also he is co-owner of the Orchid Jackson, 628 North State Street, the first black owned bed and breakfast right here in the city of Jackson. Man, Jason.
Well, I gotta say, because now I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
And if we want to be technical,
We down.
right? If we want to be technical, there's been a lot of room and flop houses in Jackson that have been black owned. And you can get in a room and you can get you some breakfast. And that's a bed and some breakfast.
Depending on what your description of breakfast is, but
Breakfast. So I get you some breakfast.
there you go. Well, this is the first one where if you've been to a bed and breakfast,
Yeah.
it looked like what a bed and breakfast looked like to you. This is the first. So, Jason, first of all, man, thank you for allowing us to come and entertain.
Well, I mean, we think about we got a tripping hazard. We do this because
Yeah, we
it
got-
had to be one of these uncles, one of the drunk uncles.
Listen,
One of the drunk uncles, man.
the boy don't never stop working. You don't never stop. But I'm curious because we talk every day, and I didn't even know you were doing this. So man, you look just like that. You look like Steve Wonder on you. Like you look just like it. Don't do it. So I mean, just kind of give the folk a little background. That's just like how the concept of the Orchid came about, like, the meaning behind it, all those great things. Like just let the folk know what that is.
Yeah, so it's not like we were sitting around figuring out how we're gonna do a bed and breakfast. So that wasn't the case. So Catrice and I, my wife, we have a property management firm, Yellow Rock Property Management Company LLC, and we do low income, below market rate residential rental that is subsidized by commercial rental. So that's what we have primarily been doing, looking to ensure that folks have, high quality places to live, even in places that suffer from underinvestment.
Yeah.
And so, we travel as much as we can, with both being, individual proprietors, so proprietors working with things and with now a child, and so we like to stay at bed and breakfast.
That is not a child. That is a grown man.
Believe that. And it really was, after we purchased the building that Fahrenheit is in now, which, as you said, is next door. We kind of watched this building as the asking price kept dropping, and it really got to a point where it would have made less sense not to buy it than to buy it once it got to that point. And so once we did that, it was about restoring it to what it once was in the bed and breakfast. But also, there aren't many black-owned bed and breakfasts in the country.
Yeah.
I believe there's only one or two other in the state. And it might just be one other on the coast of Almanac. The Blackmans had one in Vicksburg and Nashville. I can't remember which one, but they sold that. But beyond that, the biggest thing, and this goes back to when we purchased the first commercial property we had downtown, is it's also about trying to make Jackson more representative for ownership to match demography. And not that we're trying to own everything, but we're trying to make sure that all of the things that people are able to invest in and take a part of are not owned by people who don't have their best interest at heart, right? And so that's kind of how it came. It kind of dropped in my lap. We got a shout out to the Websters.
Yeah.
Celebrating 50 years
50 years
of
of
matrimony.
That's a
50
long
years.
time.
It's a long time.
And they still like each other.
Yeah.
At this point,
I know I'm charged at this
you hear me?
All right, Pops. Yeah. So yeah, did that, and then we talk about the Allarod. So the Allarod is the first few initials of each of our grandmothers' names: so Thelma, Aura, Alva, and Odessa. And so we also saw this as an opportunity to honor them and the other Black women who have really been instrumental in our lives. So each of the rooms here is named after a matriarch. So our mothers, our grandmothers, our great aunts, and then there'll be one room called Lily that'll be represent Black women collectively. And so the Orchid, the name came from the flower that was Catrice's late maternal grandmother's favorite flower. And so she loved orchids. I would take her orchids when I was trying to record.
You trying to
record. Record it. And then, I won't talk about that. But when I was trying to record. You had to pull out all the stops. So you had to go get grandma, take her orchid. And talk about the Bible. Talk about the book.
That's what's up, man. That's
and so yeah, that's where we are. So I'm more excited about how excited people are.
yeah.
Because for me, it's a thing to do. Like it's a thing, and I don't want to dismiss it, but it's always hard. I think for anybody to truly appreciate a thing from the outside when you're inside of it, right? Because our perspective is the grind of it, like, how are we gonna find Black contractors to do this work? Or how are we gonna figure out the economic model, make it work? Or how are we gonna get the people? Like, that's the day to day. So we're not seeing it with fresh eyes and like, oh, it's this wonderful thing. So that excitement, right? I'm like, oh wow, like this is a thing that's really energizing people. And my hope is to be able to catalyze them to do whatever it is that gives them more ownership, agency, representation, autonomy, right? If that's at home, at work, in the space. And then in addition to that, we definitely hope to be able to create space for people to celebrate in a spot that's representative. But that doesn't really exist here unless you can go to Smith Robertson and get them to stay open long enough for you to do your event.
Yeah.
Like there's no space where you can feel because I mean, look,
It's the truth.
all I do is tell the truth. Now you can be mad about it, or you can take all the mirrors out your house. One of the two. I'm just saying. So anyway, matter of fact, let me cross my leg. Let me cross my
We
leg.
done double down on the ground. Yeah, come on, Jason, give us what we need.
But yeah, I really not space because I was thinking about this. I ran over to grab these chairs and came back. I was like, this feel like a family reunion.
Yeah.
Uncle just on the porch drinking and people just having a good time, laughing, hugging.
Finna go out there with him. You know what I mean?
That would shout out to
That's
Southern
what
Beverage.
we doing.
Southern Beverage.
Southern Beverage.
That doesn't step on y'all sponsorship.
Thank you. Not stepping on that. I didn't want no big.
Okay. So yeah.
So
anyway, that was a very long way to say, yeah, we out here.
I like that.
Yeah.
We like that. And I always got to shout out to the employer. Such a magnificent organization, and what you have done. I can say we now. We going on year 12.
In 12 years in April.
12 years.
12 years a slave.
Hey, bro, what be wrong with you, man? You got to be there to understand. So,
well, that ain't, like,
yeah, I've always
What I-
enjoyed myself when I hung out at Fahrenheit.
well, see, you be hanging out.
You be hanging out.
You be hanging out.
Ain't in the weeds, bro.
Bro, because I was up there till 10 o'clock trying
already
to change
know.
the QR code.
I already know it, man. And I think, and we don't talk about this enough. We talk about it personally, but there's not enough to where, how you serve dual roles is not only being just, the owner and the person who literally is running things, but you're also like a person who's like an employee as well. I don't know how you do it. Let me just tell you. I don't know how you do it.
I think you're trying to work this way up so let y'all do the work personally.
Well, we'll talk about that offline. But my response, we can't talk about that online because we love the people. But yeah, man, just because I remember when it was just a couple people. The second phase was downtown on Capitol, which I remember.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the first phase. I don't even know nothing about
Yeah,
it.
921 North Congress Street. We were in 3 offices.
Yeah.
On the other side of the Mississippi Head Start Association building. We were leasing from my mother.
Mm.
The Head Start Association, she's still the executive director there. And we started out with $945 in the bank after we paid, paid for our LLC or something. I don't know what the $5 was. It was like $945 in the bank. And with no real prospects, to be honest with you. Because I was working in a nonprofit, and it was just like there was no pathway for me. Like they weren't trying to make space for me to do anything other than what I was doing. And I remember talking to my boss at the time, and I was like, because they were giving me, I wasn't making a lot of money, but they would give me raises. I was like, yo, you gotta give me money. I told them like that's not even going to work because if I ever leave here, I'm going to be a youth programs coordinator. Like. So I'm not going, and I'm not even getting any more experience. Like I was able to create the program, but there was no growth there, because they didn't care about my growth, right? Like I made them look really good. I helped them get more money, and which is the unfortunate story of a lot of folks who have bosses who aren't really intentional about investing in their growth. So they just kind of struck out because you this Kerry, I don't know. Kelly or Ralph told y'all, but like I wasn't trying to open a marketing company. Mm-hmm. Like that was the furthest thing from my mind. Because I had Sweet 106. I wasn't trying to be a nightlife tycoon by anything. But clearly I would have failed horribly. But it was just like a couple folks approached me and said, "Hey, we're about to do this," because they wanted to do what I believe we're doing now. Like they wanted to, 3 older black professors went to Jackson State, right? Had done different things in and around the marketing communication space. Come on up. Marketing communication space. And they, I'll never forget it because this was after, and I don't remember the agency, but at that time all of them were white, so it doesn't, and most of them still white, both here and nationally. They did a ad for Bruce Yams. And the ad was "You Yam Right." They spelled Isaac Hayes. Wow. And that was kind of, and I think they won an Addy for that. You Yam Right. You Yam Right. Like they did that. I think you get Bruce Yams like at Piggly Wiggly. And, yeah, so they did that. And that was like, they were like, yo, this is, cultural appropriation at its worst. So they were like, yo, we got to do something. And so they were like, let's start this black-owned firm to do the, and they were like, hey, you young. I think I was 29 at the time, 28, 29 at the time. Like, you must know something about this social media stuff, which I didn't then and I don't now. Absolutely. And so, I was like, sure, let's do it. And that's how it started. So it wasn't, I wasn't like, I want to start a marketing firm. But when I was in it, we had to, I always said, if I am going to show up anywhere, like I am going to be the hardest person to work there. Like I'm gonna be the hardest working person there. Like if I'm gonna show up, because I don't have to show up. That's a fact. I can stay at home. But if I'm gonna show up, like nobody is going to outwork me. Like I am going to be the best at this in this space, right? Not that I'm going to have the most financial success, not that, but I'm going to be the best at this thing. Like I'm going to give everything that I have. And for me, the intersection of luck and connections and hard work has resulted in something of some tangible and a lot of intangible value. And so, you know,
I never knew that story. Wow.
yeah.
So it's a lot you don't know.
There's a lot you don't know.
There's a lot you don't know about Jason Thompson.
See, this what he went. Well, you did go to an HBCU. Ooh.
Well, I ain't even finna do that. I'm not even.
William Carey. Oh, is that a real school?
It is.
They cut over to the top.
It is.
And we cut the commercial break, and then they pulled the FCC pulled the podcast like this. And that's it. But that what happened when you let me on the podcast. That's why people don't let me on the podcast.
I ain't even gonna get into that. I ain't even get into that. But yeah, man. And of course, for those of you all who are, you looking to connect with folks who can, who can take your stuff to the next level, you can hit up FCG at fcgworks.com.
Because I don't have to check that email no
So
more.
you ain't got to check. Shout out to Miss
Share
Shear.
your email.
Shout out to Miss Shear. Thank God for Miss Shear. Ooh, I'm checking.
She used to be the police, so come on. Be cool.
You got that right. Andrew, if you watching, we come to
Y'all come on, folks.
She used to be the folks, but she's still the folks. They did put it like that. So definitely, and of course, make sure you follow the Orchid. Is it the Orchid Jackson?
Orchid,
The Orchid Bed, the Orchid Bed and Breakfast.
Orchid
Bed and Breakfast. Orchid Bed and Breakfast. On Instagram, just like you here. Come on up, you fan. Hold that one finger up. We know you black. You from the black side. Come on, there you go. You know.
If I put others up, when we put Miss Pam Shaw, this is Miss Pam Shaw
Oh,
that you talking to.
everybody know name Pam. I need to stop messing with them. So you right. I apologize, Miss Pam Shaw. But yeah. Again, man, we definitely appreciate you not only having us, but just continuing to do what you do.
I thought y'all just came in.
We did. We
Just
did.
showed up.
We just did. We ain't just got no equipment.
They be riding around with chairs in your car.
In
Just
your
get
car.
on people's porches and just
I
start
mean,
doing
where these
podcasts.
chairs came? Oh, these chairs came from
They came
the
from
patio.
because they outdoor
We
shit.
have to take them back.
Definitely do.
So
Because if we don't take them back over there, they'll be gone.
you sure know what to say.
And then they'll be on the other side.
They gonna be on
They'll be on the other side.
You sure know what to
And
say.
they'll have over there make a little ultra or something.
Actually, you might need to go on there, drop them off at the fence right there. They'll grab. They come back over there at night. I'm just saying. So, and we got our brother Ralph Clark. Y'all have seen him on episode 20 something. Vibe Control Pocket. No, not 9. We just did
7.
It was 20 something. Well, let me tell you, he didn't have this on. No, he did. He put
No,
on.
he had that. Was that 100 black men peeing in here?
Yes.
Shout out to the 100.
I was like, to touch up, he had to
He
touch
had
up
that
the glamour shot.
land. He out here
What I'm
today.
saying, they had like we had to let glow on it.
Not today. He out here like.
And I think it would be interesting because one thing that, and this was way before, years before we had the building 620. We had this building. Something that people ask me is like how talk to me. How do you get these houses? And I think this is something Ralph could speak to. Is the ways that people can go about financing the things they're interested in.
Yeah.
So both like the possibilities, but also like what you gotta have, right? Because I think some people go to the bank won't give me any money, but it's like you went up there and like, I'm gonna open 3 restaurants. But
No, we're not.
You know what I'm saying? You just,
No, we're not.
So I think it's just-
we're not. We are done with restaurants. That's it.
How many little chicken wing spots do we need?
I am done with barbecue restaurants, chicken wing spots, hamburgers, anything that you can cook at your house.
Man, what you talking about, bro? We love a restaurant. We love restaurants. Y'all be good.
All right, y'all be safe.
Have a blessed anniversary. Y'all continue to be an example for folks like us who don't know what the hell we do. Thank you so much.
We'll get some time we need.
I received that. That's what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, man, Ralph, I mean, kind of talk about that. That's a good segue, man. Kinda talk
Talking about the restaurants and how I'm not gonna find
Well,
it.
no. Even if folks get the resources,
If the Orchid Jackson gonna be
Hey, Ace.
charging service fee.
Say what?
It's
We charge every fee possible.
service fee.
Service fee,
He don't care.
excise fee,
PM gratuity.
Come on, bro.
toll fee.
Come on, Ace.
What kind of fee you can charge? All the fees.
Hey. Ace don't care about the pay.
This is the nicest baby in the world.
The baby got on wing chips. That man got on banker shoes at 1.5.
Hey, this nigga Ace look like he finna tear up something. Ace a different kid.
Hello. How are you?
Banking shoes. He ready. Send him on the trust mark right now.
Man,
I mean, Bank Plus. That's where I work.
he was down that truck. It's over with.
We didn't digress. Hey, Mr. Dave. It was great to see you. Nah, that's my brother, Mr. Dave. Yeah.
I figured that out.
Hey, man.
So if you need some t-shirts, promotional items,
You need some
holler-
t-shirts, promotional
holler at
items.
Tony Davis, Right Way School Supply.
That's it. He got it. He gonna call you that.
Let's get the route.
Go ahead,
Let's
go ahead.
break that question down to itself. First, I think, helping people understand this. You can bring Carl Bania on. Carl, you ran it was Spice, right? Business for food company for several years, Chicago. And did that, but for people who might be interested in embarking upon a venture that requires a significant capital investment, how would they go about getting the funding for that from a reputable financial institution such as yours?
We'll keep that anonymous, but I would say the first thing is a dream without a plan is nothing but a wish. So, my name is Ralph Clark.
Keep talking, Ralph.
Keep talking.
Keep talking, Ralph.
No, the first thing is develop a business plan. I think one of the biggest things and one of the biggest failures that I see as a loan officer is that most individuals have ideas but don't have the knowledge how to turn it tangible. So the lack of planning doing them from the start. In other words, you can have a great idea, but if you don't know how to monetize it and make it happen, then you're starting off on the wrong foot. Secondly, I would say the biggest mistakes that I see are they usually come to us too late, meaning that they've already spent all their life savings investing in themselves, and then they're coming to us when they're broke. So the forms of repayment are not there. I always say that lose the bank's money, don't lose yours. So in other words, get your financing up front, get your lines of credit, get your whatever tangible that you need to start your business, get that up front. So that way you'll have opportunities on the back end. Access to credit is always available. Access to cash is, and cash will always be king. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, most people usually self-fund first instead of coming to a bank first. Right? And then two, I would say know your resources. Know about the SBA. Know about different grants or different opportunities that may be able to provide a certain level of upfront funding and guarantees that make the bank want to lend you money in a better manner. And then also remember that all credit terms are negotiable. Right? You can negotiate with me or whoever your creditor may be to make the terms in your favor. You got to remember the bank wants their money back. So if however we get it, whether it's 1 year or 5 years, we want us. Give me. Yeah. So learning those things up front is a huge help. And then lastly, the biggest thing, one of the second biggest things that I see is once the business starts, I always call it, I think we said on the podcast, call it graduating. In other words, most people go to a tax preparer
not somebody who's a bookkeeper and can show you how to alleviate taxes but still show a profitable business. Understanding your depreciable assets and how to do that properly. So if your business isn't making money on paper, there's no way I can give you money on paper.
Yeah.
So most people who start small businesses usually show losses on their business on purpose because they're trying to avoid the gun. But when you come to a bank and I'm looking at your Schedule C and I see a negative off the top, I'm like, okay, I can add back a few things, but there's only so much that I can do. There's only so much magic that I can make happen. Those are just a few things just right off the top of my head. And then one last thing, as your business continues to grow, try to diversify the assets. Try to get more fixed assets. I know I'm talking a lot of accounting, but get something tangible, something that you can hold on to, because ultimately that's what makes up the bulk of your balance sheet.
Can't wait till we boring the people to death.
No, I'm not ready to get my money.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is no. I think that's really important. And you know, one thing, you know, Ralph, you just said you're talking about a lot of accounting terms, and that lack of knowledge. You know, how macroeconomics, right?
Right.
So that should be macroeconomics should be something that we teach in high school.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you can start a successful business without going to college, but if you don't understand how the economy works, whether or not you like it, you know, I am not a capitalist. I operate within capitalism, and you know, I know the rules, so I play by them. You know what I'm saying? And so, but if you know, understand macroeconomics, and you understand all of those terms, you know, basic accounting, you can have a conversation with a banker, but you also know when you should act and when you shouldn't act.
Yes.
You know, because right now it's not the time to go to the bank and ask anybody for anything. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a tax you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so understand that, but like, you know, you could have gotten all the money, you know, 18 months ago.
Right.
So I think it's understanding that. I think that's where there are kind of two things that I think are issue with that. So one is just the lack of education that exists for folks, but the other thing, like, you know, and I don't want to cast aspersions, but I was in an SBA emerging leaders class, right? And I got whatever. I was the top of the class. I got the little award, but they didn't teach anything under the value because, like, everything in there I already knew, right? But I went to B school, right? But it didn't help people who didn't have my level of training, right? Like, and I think that there's still some gaps in helping people get prepared to come to you, right? That you can't do.
So I would say, like, the analogy I use is in business or everything in life, you have to be bilingual. In other words, every expertise or every profession speaks a different language. Your doctor speaks medical. Your finance person speaks finance, so forth and so on. But you have to be a little bit bilingual, a little bit of everything, because the most lessons that you remember are usually bought lessons, right? So when it comes to your business or your company and everything like that, you have to pay for a certain level of expertise, right? I am not a mechanic, nowhere near. So I have to be able to speak a little bit of mechanic language to make sure that I'm not being taken advantage of, right? It's kind of like the old oil change place, right? You go up there and be like, I want a oil change. Y'all know how they come out there with a sheet of paper and show, man, your car is terrible. You need $1,000 worth of service.
$47 for an air filter.
Yeah.
Right. So all these different things, but for somebody who doesn't speak any of the language, they're gullible and they're being taken advantage of. So a lot of that happens in business as well. Now I will say some of the onus is on us to make that happen. If you're going to be starting a business or being a businessman, then you need to educate yourself on certain things. Now, we talk about like borrowing money right now, and this is the worst time. You are absolutely correct. But the reverse of that, this is the best time to invest money because it's literally free money out there.
I like that because I just put some money. I won't disclose how much, but I put some money in CD.
It's a whole
Put
lot.
money in
I can tell
mutual
you
fund. It's
So-
4.25% over here, 5% over there.
So,
You know, and you don't have to do a lot. Like you could do, you know, put whatever you can.
that's what I'm saying. So, like for example, the green people over there at Bank Plus. Like right now, they have a money market account that's paying 4.25 with no minimum balance. So if you got $10, go put that money in your account.
Why you just not
I'd be over there, man.
Why you
I'd
just
be
not
over
telling
there
us
money.
this? After all we
I sure
I
got
thought
$10
y'all
I
got
put
the-
down.
all
Right
this
there.
hanging out we be doing, you don't tell us none of this.
I thought y'all got the email too.
Man.
But
Put more than $10 in there. 'Cause $10 might
Yeah,
get you.
yeah.
I mean, it won't get you much at all. But I mean, it's
The
your
point is, you
$10.
don't have to have.
You don't have to have a ton of money to invest. And then secondly,
Yeah.
man, like I think that our concept of wealth is off. And what truly is wealth. You know, most people like it'd be so funny to me, like cats be coming at me like, dog, I got this $100, man, I'm about to go buy all the stocks. I'm like, whoa. Like
They might have said all the socks.
nah, they meant it.
They said all the socks.
I mean, then I can't even tell you how many cryptocurrency Instagram invitations I get daily. Man, my block game is strong on the funny money.
I need the followers. I don't take my blockers.
Man, listen.
I just don't respond to it.
I accepted like one, and they was in that inbox.
So they ain't about fast. Either. Hey, I like what you doing. Hit me up so I can
I
show
mean,
you
they
how to
like
make
the
an
pictures
extra
now. You know?
$5.
Like one of them set me up so smooth. They was like, yeah, man, you go to Jackson State, and I'm an HBU supporter. Then it was, man, so what you think about that crypto? What you know about that Bitcoin? And I was like, but
That sound like when we used to be at Ole Miss and the white people come. Don't you know that weed? Like, bro, like, what are you? No, I could buy some weed.
Like you supposed to know that.
White boy.
You dead far over the
man,
You know where you get that lump off your head, sir?
but yeah, man, we definitely have to do a better job of educating ourselves. One of the things that Jason and I talk about all the time is one of the generational gaps that we have right now between our baby boomers, our generation, and the generation going forward is the lack of knowledge that we pass on. Like, it's not ours to keep, y'all. Like, if you have an expertise, of, like Kerry will tell you, Kelly too, I call Jason Yoda because whenever I be needing some advice, man, let's go over here and get some of this fish and we're going to talk it out. And he's willing to do so, and he mentors so many other people now. You may not always agree with what he say, but he definitely gonna give you an opinion.
Should agree. You should follow my advice all the time. And your life will, you know, Jesus will bless you.
This is what I have to deal with every day.
So,
I mean, you know, I'm telling folks, I just be like, look, I'm just gonna tell you.
there are two ways: my way and Jason's way.
I mean, it's the wrong way.
But both of us lead the same
It's the
direction.
way that I point you in. So you can just, no, I'm just kidding. You know, no, it's all, you know.
But
Kelly, tell some jokes or something.
I ain't out here enjoying this breeze and laughing at y'all.
yeah, oh my God. But yeah, man, it's,
You don't have a Michelob Ultra, so you don't.
Nah, well, I'm finna give me one.
Okay.
But I
That's
ain't-
how we got some Bud Light, Budweiser.
I saw
Like,
it.
look, cause look, let me just tell you this.
If Cody
Let me
comes
tell you
in,
this.
serving the merch.
Let me tell you this, because he just talked about, you know, taking advantage and reinvest your money, right? Because you get a return. And that's essentially free.
ROI.
This is the only time you can sit in this chair and your return be a free beer. The next time you go a beer,
I already know. You got the time. You got the hey. I'm enjoying this free breeze.
so we got to pay for that. You talking about fees? A breeze fee?
You got that right.
I'm gonna have a little. I don't. What do you use to measure the wind? I don't know what we're gonna have a little wind measure. That's not a barometer.
A wind barometer.
Know what it is?
It is, seriously.
Did you major in meteorology?
No, man, Jackson State. Shout out to HBCUs.
Okay.
Walk
So a
away.
barometer. So put a barometer out here. How much wind you got? You know, tax you.
I've had
the
the
fucking
fucking
memory.
Now, make sure y'all sage the Confederate spirits out here. I'm looking forward to booking my room.
The Major Millsap's family owns several because I was looking at they call them trusty slaves. They say he owns some trusty slaves.
Wow.
That means they were like, you know, they would get to. They were hot to it. Trusty. I'd be trusty too. I don't care.
So, yo, I did finish the Eugene Robinson book, bro.
Okay.
That shit was amazing.
Okay. I need to get that. I am reading How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith right now. which is really really dope. You know, kind of talking about kind of comparing how slavery is discussed in America, right, and kind of what that means. So he starts at Monticello, talking about Thomas Jefferson and kind of the dissonance between somebody who we are told penned the Declaration of Independence but owned 300 slaves.
Yeah.
It had children who he kept, like, this the thing, you had children with a slave and you kept them enslaved.
Sally Jennings.
Like what kind of...
It's taking a turn. Jason on the mic. You know it's been to happen. Jason on
Okay, tell some jokes.
Jason on the mic. You know exactly what's been
I'm
to
sorry.
happen. No, it's Black History Month.
It is. We ain't got number what? 3 more days?
3 more days. 3 more days. Get it out. I'm just this.
I mean, the College Board already took all the, the meat out of the African American studies. They did, like Ron DeSantis ain't gonna let y'all.
This man out
Yeah,
here.
man.
We going there?
You can't do critical race theory in Mississippi. That means opening a book with a black person name in it. So
Yeah, I'm still kind of banned from my daughter's elementary school.
I mean,
I can't help it if I read a book on slavery to kindergartners.
that's hilarious.
you read slave narratives.
Hey, man.
They gotta learn them someday.
Oh, man. The funniest thing in the world was watching the white kid's face and ask the teacher, what is slavery? I did my job.
In the words of Jason Thompson on Monday morning, to be cognizant of everybody's time, we got about 30 minutes left, man. So real quick,
You got 30 minutes.
yeah, you said 4. Said 4.
Oh, you said 30 minutes. I'm saying that's a long time. What you about to do?
Yeah, well, first, be cognizant of folks' time.
Well, I'm saying, what are you about to do for 30 minutes?
Well, before that,
You about to pass the collection plate?
we might.
We need to.
But what we about to do before that
The
is
beers ain't free out there.
we want you to let the people know how they can follow both of your establishments if they want more information. Fair
Huh?
always. I'm over recruitment. No,
Type in.
the owner right here. And he gonna tell you. He gonna tell you.
Ask somebody talking about the internship. I'm gonna get you in touch with my people sports specialist.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you what
You gotta be able to
do.
delegate. You gotta be able to delegate. You gotta delegate. People support. Support the people.
HR. That's in the article that Jason sent me where, modern H, there are no more HR terms, there are more people titles or terms for folks. So I do read. We gonna read. You gonna read it there.
Because it's like, the whole job title says people that Jason doesn't want to deal with support.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
I love people. Yeah, you can follow the Orchid Bed and Breakfast at Orchid Bed and Breakfast on Instagram, Orchid Bed and Breakfast on Facebook, OrchidJackson.com on the interwebs.
Yeah.
And then Fahrenheit Creative Group
Amazing
at Fahrenheit_creative on Instagram, and then FCG Works everywhere else.
That's old school.
Come by the office, come hang out every Thursday. We have lunch. You come eat some lunch. Call first to see who's cooking. We'll tell you whether or not you need to come.
That part.
This
This Thursday is the Thursday. Miss Sherry cooked, so I know it's gonna be.
Miss Sherry shows sound like somebody who'd be back there.
First of all, Miss Sherry is the folks.
Miss
And she can throw down.
She used to be. She left.
She left.
And the reason she left, now dig this. See, now I got to
Come on, Jay.
dig this. Because you're right, you said be cognizant of the time, because 30 minutes ain't enough time when I get into my zone. So this is why, now here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to pivot, we're going to talk about public safety. Now, Sherry's been working for JPD. She was working for JPD for 10 years. 10 years. She was making $17 an hour after 10 years.
Yeah, that's not
Working for now look, if you said I was working for Wendy's for 10 years, I'm making $70 an hour, okay, I still think you need to be making more, but I get it. You've been working for the institution that is tasked with
protection.
protecting and serving the people. And the most you can invest in somebody after 10 years is $17 an hour. I think that's just absurd. That's
That's actually terrible. I think the starting salary for an officer with the collegiate degree of JPD is with the raise now, it's still below $30,000.
Yeah, I think it's 28. If I'm not mistaken, it's $28,000.
And get this, now you got the Capital City Police, where the starting salary is in the mid-50s.
And I was talking to somebody about that same thing. Yeah, people doing
And
the
they-
exact same job.
And they're raising it through the legislature to where now the starting salary will be somewhere in the mid-60s, and if you're an experienced officer, you'll be in the 70s. And they're wondering why we can't recruit comparable Jackson Police Department officers.
Well, you know,
Now, there's a whole different narrative. I'm fresh off MB online.
shout out to Cody Urban Foxes, Molly. What up? But see, it
First
could
of
be.
all,
It
this
also
kid's
could
shoes
be.
are amazing. Behold,
Ace!
like y'all don't even know.
Ace, you had to do your Black History speech today?
Oh my
Very
god.
for children. So, but it could also be
Ace gave me hope.
a very vicious plot because what you could be trying to do is essentially,
No, they're cannibalizing the department.
exactly.
Like this, y'all, I'm fresh off NBL Live, so it's black, and black today. No, they're cannibalizing the department on purpose. Like y'all got to look at the whole HB 1020, like the entire purpose of the Capital City complex. Like a surgeon can't even cut that surgically. How they cut the streets up and made the Capital City district. Like, can we cuss on here? The stuff.
I don't curse.
The shit's incredible.
Oh
It's Facebook.
Okay, but you know, hey.
They let Donald Trump back on Facebook.
Yeah, this is a free speech podcast.
Man, we just had Ace walk in with them shoes, bro. We gotta respect the
They are
guy.
children.
Man, listen, FTK. Crazy football.
You know, but Ralph is really confident in his job. You know, talking all this black, they're not gonna fire him at all.
No, not at all.
He
But,
run the bank. No, they're not.
they not.
He they boss. That's
But like I said, man, they
ain't it baseball
like,
season? Man, tickets around.
I ain't
man,
been to
think
trust
about-
my part since my sister left over there. We ain't been back.
See, this is why I don't invite him to the game because it'll be like,
Man,
no.
he was grumpy.
Man, look, I go up there have a Negro League day. They gonna do that?
The swackiest playing.
What are you talking about?
That's not the Negro League day.
But like I said, that's
I don't want to watch college baseball. I don't want to watch baseball at all. But I'll tell you what. Look, the first time, see, I jump all over. See, first come back to that. Hold on, real talk, real talk. The first time I went over there to Trustmark Park,
Yeah.
what just struck me, this was it was just the craziest thing to me, is how white people's body language showed how proud they were of America. I'm talking about back straight. I'm talking about they cracked. I'm talking about almost broke their back so straight. I'm talking like
America's
just
pastime.
proud. I'm like
It's America's pastime.
like this just it's just a song.
Man.
It ain't even a good song.
Well,
If we gonna have to blow it out the water, let's just be real about it. It blow it out. Okay, they go to.
But no, man, you gotta think about
It ain't
the
about-
economics around that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like that whole Trustmark Park, the whole center is in junk bond status. Like this stuff is barely holding on. Think about this, man. If you look at economics as a whole, like they barely hold on. Like all the stores are closing. Everything. Yeah, we're talking about junk
Booty
bond.
calls.
Go do your thing, man.
We gotta get out of here.
Thank you so much, bro.
Hopefully I have some
We appreciate it.
followers after this.
Look, we probably lost them all. Man. No, man. We appreciate
talking about this
it.
all day.
Come back.
He can sit down. Steven can sit in. Steven sit down, man.
We can produce.
Jazz that.
Yeah. Thank you, Huey Newton. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. He ain't Huey.
No, we're not gonna do it.
He ain't Huey. He definitely ain't Huey. Dr. Huey. He ain't him. He
Obviously, you didn't bring he was in.
Yeah, he ain't Huey, bro. So they got my boy with them narcotics. He was alright before that.
He was a lot of things.
We'll come in. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that offline.
Oh no, we here now.
Yeah, Ralph, you know we can stop you from shopping. You supposed to go down there and
Oh
shop.
man, I'm not going down there now. I gotta go home and be a father for a little while.
A little while. Yeah. Book club.
I mean,
Not the rest of your life like that.
I know my wife ain't watching, so I can say something. She is not on Facebook, so please.
She ain't got no love for Bible Control Podcast. First beat. How we play? We know where we at.
She just ain't on social media. That's it.
But she does support through SoundCloud and Twitter.
Hey, there you go.
We appreciate that, man.
And YouTube.
We definitely
All streaming platforms.
I'll allow it.
She does let you know how much I listen to the podcast. I can tell.
We definitely appreciate
Then you
that.
know what you gotta say before you get up too, then.
What's that?
You know.
I'll support the Vibe Controller podcast.
No.
We out here?
That ain't how you gonna say
But
it.
you know how you supposed to say it. So say it. Already. Go home, man.
Yeah.
Go home. Call me later. Get out your mic. Go home. Call me later. With your new shoes on.
Always.
Your leopard zebra.
I'll support Air Max.
He got his outside clothes on. Yeah, he out here. Acting fool. All right, man. I know you getting there. I love you, bro. We know. We already know. Wasting this outfit. Not gonna do that.
Folks got to see me today.
He got a new hoodie.
I ain't gonna stay in the house with this.
Look, for the people who still on, if you
Just me.
yeah, he the person that make it all go, man. Like the producer of our podcast, artist, producer extraordinaire, Jed Daddy, all that good stuff, man. Fifth child, how you doing, man?
This is a beautiful establishment.
Yeah, it is. It's real nice. It is.
It's very nice.
Yeah, we are definitely appreciative of everybody who allowed us. I'm excited about patronizing. Yeah.
Yeah. Even for just like a getaway kind of sort of thing.
We
need a mental break.
The vacation is perfect, man. Right down the street, downtown. You know what I'm saying? You walking the distance. If you want to grab something to eat.
Now, what I didn't ask about, like, I know about the bed part, but the breakfast part. Like,
Yeah, so
there.
there-
Talk about that, like who?
No, you did, but there are going to be options. Right now, you got some vittles in there from Urban Foxes. Shout out to the Coxes. So they'll be providing some stuff. Then you may have, depending on who's going to be here, you may have Enrica doing some stuff here.
Okay, cool.
Enrica Williams. And then also, there is a kitchen refrigerator where it'll be fully stocked with breakfast items, so you'll be able to prepare your own breakfast as well.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So we giving you options out here. And stuff. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? We doing good. You fresh? You fresh out here today? You fresh? I just said you fresh. That's it.
You're not gonna mess up my business relationship.
All right.
Anybody doing nothing?
Yeah.
Anybody doing nothing?
Yes, man. Right. That's who Fred. Say what? Like, yeah, she didn't just glide it all through there. Okay. She just slid through there. Okay. I see you ain't out here. Yeah, with you, man. With your Louis V. She got over, what is it, beside the Louis V pocket purse. Beside your shirt. Because, you know, they took the top of their chest out with the little gold chain. Boy, you still explode. How was well, if y'all weren't at the thing, Steven performed at Tougaloo.
Yeah.
Did you rap today?
I rapped. I rapped earlier today.
Yeah, so how was it, man?
It was nice, man. It was Fisk University versus Paul.
Look at this guy, man. Paul Quinn. So this
Was it Paul Quinn?
Was it Paul Quinn? Yeah, look at this. This was a semifinal, right?
Yes.
Because the finals are tomorrow. So who?
I was going for the.
Hey. Nah, he fine.
He's gonna get on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Hey, she good. You took Philander? Hey, what you doing?
Philander Smith.
Philander Smith.
Philander Smith. That's what it is.
Hey, she wanna come talk? Say hey to the people? Yeah. Come here.
All right.
Come over here. Come here.
Say hey to
You
the
wanna sit
people
right here? I got you.
They looking at you right there. Hey, right there.
Say hello to you.
Look right.
Wow.
And say hey to the people watching you right there.
Hey.
There you go, hey.
Say out here.
Hey, say out here.
Out here.
Hey.
It's also
Now, hey, she got
Oh, look at the pussy.
cousin.
Hey, look at your mom. Look at your mom. Yeah, she got to whoop both of us.
Oh, too.
Oh, he ain't got this. It's on now. Hey.
What is
What? Oh.
They're the one that
Hey, oh.
That's from Noriega. No, you said no Noriega.
Hey, man. Well, y'all have no idea. He's super turned. Yes, indeed. It's all right. Hey, we got you. It's fine. It's okay.
Y'all got baby for chick.
We finna get it now. We finna get it now. We getting it all for Ace. He the only one gonna be able to win. Man, I thought that baby could.
I did too.
Whoa. Oh, what's the party? It's that party. Yeah, we got 10 men. Shout out to DJ Slim right there. Slim, y'all can't see him, but he's sitting there. I'm telling you, that boy was in that bag last night. Yeah, thank you, Saddi. Right, dude. The family coming on and
Last night.
for coming on.
Sinister.
Center stage. Okay.
Brass band. Yeah. So tomorrow again we gonna be at Tougaloo College for the.
You gonna be there?
I won't be there. I won't because the game's at 2 and then 4:30. There's a drawing workshop at Burrowwood Art Center tomorrow.
At 2 and 4:30.
2 to 5.
Okay. So so we'll be there tomorrow. So we just fingers crossed everything goes well. We gonna go out there and have a good time. Y'all pull up.
Hey, what we doing? We having a kickback. Your brother Chris.
Y'all pull up.
He said, I ain't from here.
Y'all pull up and see some good basketball. Man. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
What's taking place after Vibe Control's podcast yesterday?
Well, actually, it's a lot of stuff going on in the city tonight. Shout out to Teasy Thomas. They're gonna be downtown. The Black Excellence.
That's today.
That's tonight.
Oh wow.
That is tonight downtown at the convention complex. So go check that out.
Black tie. You can pay at the
Black
door.
tie. You can pay at the door.
No more tickets available on Eventbrite.
Also, Synergy
I
Nights.
love that. That's good.
Yeah, Synergy Nights is tonight as well. At
The Med Grill.
At the Mid Grill, which is in Door Park Mall. So y'all go check that out. That's tonight. The Cujo Nasty Show. They're gonna be at Last Call tonight. Ken's crew. So y'all go check that out. It's some other. I think that's all that I know about that's going on tonight.
The fleet still going on.
The fleet still going on 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. And then, so the Orchid will still be open until
Yeah,
6.
the Orchid is still open until 6 p.m. So if y'all want to come through, have free beer. Y'all want to come through and check it out.
You know, what I don't understand is when people say like there's nothing to do here. Man, it seems like every weekend and every week there's 6 or 7 different events going on all at
I
once.
think people just need to be honest with themselves when they make that statement. Just you could either say that there's nothing here that I want to do, or you could just say that I'm not open to receive what's different.
You know,
That's pretty much what it is, because it's all that literally there's something for everybody to do. Like literally right now, there are about 4 or 5 events going on right now. We here, obviously, then they got crawfish at Further Ground. There's a bunch of other places as well too. But yeah, it's stuff to do in the city.
No,
Man.
I agree with that. And also, when I was a teenager, I was always like, oh man, somebody really needs to do this. I wish somebody in Jackson would do this. Why don't they have this and this? But now I'm in my 30s, and it's like anything that you want to see that you don't already see happening, like, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah, well, again, this is why that's why we are in spaces and places like this, like the Orchid.
Right.
Instead of crying about something not being available, then you make it available. That's right. Now you have this black-owned, black-operated bed and breakfast in the city with a black-owned, black-operated marketing company right next door. And
who's live on the podcast. That's
On the Black Owned and Black
Operated
Operated podcast.
So, with Black Owned LLC.
And they just
There you go.
Which is dope because again, you know, it's just obviously, you know, we had the Thompson brothers, you know, and those are our guys, but like, you know, they have several businesses, you know what I mean, with the Flamingo and the Flea and the construction business. Jason, multiple business owners. You got Slim, who's sitting right here, dope DJ, does amazing work over Jackson State. You got your brother, who is in tech and is DJing right now. So like Coffee is out here. DJ Daddy Bud, and a bunch of other players. It's a lot of people. It's like when you, especially events like this, man, it's important to come and show up and be present. And even if you're not here to buy anything or patronize, like you never know who you're running to, never know who you meet. That's a good way to keep the money circulating in the community. You know what I mean? So like instead of me, then there's no shade on the Fairview, but like instead of me spending that money going to the Fairview, man, my partner got a bed and breakfast. Let me go and get a room here and stay here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and again, just continue to keep that money circulating in the community or whatever. So, I don't know. I just think it's super dope to be here and able to do this. So.
Yeah, so this is a good segue. Of course, thank you again to the folks at the Orchid. Thank you to people at the Jackson Fleet. Also, in conjunction with the Mississippi Blues Marathon. Make sure make sure you follow the Jackson Fleet on Instagram. It's at pretty much the last Saturday every month. So y'all make sure y'all come out, check that out. We're still available till 4 p.m. They shutting down at 4 p.m. Soleil Coffee is out there. Some snow cone shop out there. DJ Daddy Bud. Plenty of vendors still out here. You can still come by and visit the Orchid Bed and Breakfast. You can follow them on Instagram at the Orchid Bed and Breakfast as well, and on Facebook. We're here till 6 p.m. Of course, the Vibe Controls. You can follow us on Instagram. Join the Facebook group. We are available. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. We just dropped episode 29 this past Thursday, so make sure you go and check that out. We just shout out to everybody who you get your orders late, but they come. So thank you for your patience. We got some more stuff that we are readjusting with the orders and the drops and stuff. So we got a lot of stuff coming out. So we have merch on site. I got a new hat on. I got 3 of them left. They $25 a piece. If you're local, holler at me. Or 2 of them left. One of them smoke for. Well, shit. Never mind. Just holler at me if you want. So yeah. And then Fifth Child Music, Broward's Art Center. Y'all make sure y'all follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Fifth Child Music on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Tons of events going on there. And next weekend, if you in the Delta, Mark B. Williams will be in the Mississippi Delta with DJ Cujo and Tanya Sims. Shout out to the good folks back at the crib. They're going to be doing a big out there for the culture. That's on Friday night. And if you are a member of the lovely ladies of Delta Sigma Theta, then I will see you next weekend, Friday and Saturday night. So I'm fucking with y'all. So we out here. Yeah. So we about to go. I'm gonna drink some more of this free beer. Thank y'all for joining us. Y'all got anything before we did?
Nope.
There's a lot of stuff coming up at Broward Art Center for the month of March. The easiest way to find out, honestly, is if you go to our website, which is still under construction but available, BrowardArtCenter.com. You can click on the calendar. You can actually remember how, like, when you were in elementary school and they had the lunch menu. You can see what you were gonna eat like the whole month. We got that for the calendar for BAC, so you can see that. The Diaspora Kickback took place last Thursday, and we're gonna do it again in March. Very, very dope event.
That's what's up, man. So
Yeah, that's it. We out. Time to get drunk.
Yep.
Well, you gotta do the sign off, man.
I don't have to do
Yes, you do.
but stay blank and down.
Merc. Man, I already know what it is. Stay up, stay blessed, stay free. Y'all feel me?
Okay, you ever been bopped upside the head? You ever been bopped with?
You got to see.
You been practicing, man. Let me tell you something. I don't want this boy dad to go home with the black eye and the fat lip. Let me tell you, I love you, but I will dog walk the shit out you.
I love you, man. I love
First
you,
of all,
man. I love you.
I don't know why you touch
Hey man,
I
say,
really been insulted.
hey man, say you got to see it again.
You got to see it.
You got to see it. Woo! That's how I be sounding now.
Look, I mix it enough. You know, I'll be editing. I listen to this stuff like over and over
Oh,
again.
you don't get sick of it?
I don't. It's actually fun. I'll be like laughing to myself. You know,
I really sound like this. I can't stop laughing. Say it one more time. You get to see it. Say it one more time.
Say a little mean piece to the side because I'm chilling. You got to see it.
He was like he be trying to get excited, but that's all he can get out. It be like the same.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love y'all, man.
I love you too, man. So yeah, we'll holler at y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting and continuing to support. And we're gonna have a hat drop every month. At least for the foreseeable month. So this month, and it's only gonna be 5 available. So you got to hop on when you can. So we got another one coming. Yeah, give me $50. The Richard. That's all. I know you got it. Mitchell C. Davis. I know you got it, Mitchell C. Davis. What's up, baby? I'm trying to get it. Man, stop it, man. Young Mitchell in the building. Woo, anyway, man, we out here. We'll holler at y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I'm ready to drink. The camera right there. 2 fingers up, mean peace to the side. I've been drinking Michelob. Let's go home, man. Bye, y'all.
Hey, you pretty good, man.